if you never use a cheese grater, you only ever use one of the sides, but the other three sides are just covered in sharp, stabby bits. When you hold it, it is not pleasant. Allegedly, you're supposed to use the handle on top, but then you need a bowl or some kind of plate to catch whatever you're shredding. So if you have bowls or plates, you can use those, and you don't have to hold the shredder by all the stabby parts. Now I'll demonstrate that method now. Just hold the shredder at the top. That's how that's done. That's why there's a handle. It's also for carrying. We're going to use a knife to finish off these last couple bits. This is not a cutting board. This is a piece of tin foil. If you're at home, use a cutting board. Tin foil is not a cutting board, in case you were wondering. Now I'm tearing the larger pieces of cheese that didn't get shredded into smaller pieces of cheese. It's called hand shredding. It was engineered in France. Very effective. Okay, now you have all your ingredients in this bowl. The next step is to start just mixing it up. Just get your hands in there and just move it all around and squash it and squeeze it and turn it. You want to get the flour up. When you cover the meat with the flour, it removes a lot of the stickiness. Just kind of smash that cheese in there. You want to get everything very mixed. You're trying to separate everything very evenly, so it's equal parts Bisquick, flour, Bisquick, cheese, and meat. The main key is to get all these big pieces of meat kind of shredded up into bite-sized particles and covered evenly in the Bisquick. So really what I'm doing is tearing all these pieces of cheese or pieces of meat and making sure they're appropriately covered in the flour mixture. Also break up any large pieces of cheese which still remain. Okay, the final ingredient is 3/4 of a cup of chilled water. We save this to the end because the ingredients are a lot easier to mix when they are dry. To make sure there's equal proportions, the water will make them clump up a lot more, which is the point, but it is harder to mix once you do so. While you're doing all this mixing, you can be preheating your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it takes about 10 minutes for an oven to preheat. It takes about 10 minutes to mix, maybe. Yeah. Chilled water. Now we want to continue to mix. Before you get your hands on messy, do get a baking sheet. That way you're not touching everything in your kitchen with swamp hands. So we're just turning over all the dry stuff at the bottom onto the wet stuff at the top, just mixing very evenly.